Hi YouTube, today I'm going to help you through the process of deciding which components to choose for your PC build, mainly processor and motherboard. This video is somewhat fast paced, so pause the video whenever required. Let's start and do make sure to stay with the video till the end. Today's video is all about which processor and motherboard you should consider before buying. So in this video, we are going to see about the basic things that will give you a clear picture of what basis you should buy a motherboard. As you all know, your motherboard plays an important role in your PC. Also, your motherboard determines many other components that you are using in your PC. Apart from that, there are some other components like the processor, overclocking capability, PCI lane, M.2 support, SATA support that determines which motherboard you can choose to begin with the build. Mainly, there are two processors that you can choose within Intel and AMD. According to your brand preference, both the processors provide you a large number of variety to go with. Depending upon your price point, performance level, and purpose of use, that depends on your usage, whether you are putting all your components to build a basic home usage build or something powerful enough to handle professional 3D work or extreme gaming. It all depends upon that. After deciding which CPU family is best for you, then you will need to pick a motherboard that suits the right socket of your CPU. So now let's get into the socket available on the motherboard. Basically, a socket is a mechanism through which your CPU is attached to the motherboard. So you have to pick a motherboard with a compatible socket for the CPU which you are planning to purchase. So there are two types of socket. First is Intel LGA1151 for modern Intel CPUs, and second one is AM4 socket for modern AMD CPUs. So before buying a motherboard, you will need to make sure to buy one that matches your socket type. Additionally, the motherboard comes in different sizes, that means you have some flexibility in building your PC that fits your environment. Whereas if you have plenty of space in your cabinet, then you might want to use a full sized motherboard. But if you are building a PC for basic small use, then you might go for a small sized motherboard. Frankly speaking, the bigger the size of motherboard, the more components it supports. Those who don't know, let me tell you one thing. Motherboard comes in three sizes like ATX, micro ATX and mini ITX. These are the option for more compact build for your PC. All the various components are compatible with ATX full size motherboard, so check it thoroughly before buying components as per your requirement. The components of your PC will connect to your motherboard in one or the another way, most often through the SATA or PCIe interface. The PCIe interface connection decides how you will connect all your important components to the motherboard, mainly like your graphic cards. Also, the PCI slots come in variety of different sizes like X4 and X16, which is the most common in motherboards. Also, the PCIe 3.0 is the most common connection on the market right now. While paying attention to the connectivity option on your motherboard, you will want to make sure that there are enough slots and ports for the components you want in your build. Now let's talk about the graphic cards. Although some CPUs are capable of outputting the basic graphic need on their own, but if you want to do anything more powerful like gaming, then you want a dedicated graphics card that will connect in the PCIe slot on your motherboard. Most of the modern graphics card and motherboard work together as long as you have an available PCI slot in your motherboard. So now let's talk about RAM. Nowadays, PCs are commonly equipped with at least 4 GB of RAM, whereas how much more RAM you need is depend on how you plan to use your PC. Mostly 8 GB of RAM recommended for most of the light users for the safer side, with 16 or more GB is good for the heavier usage. Whereas RAM connects to the motherboard through a dual inline memory module, which is also known as DIMM, whereas the number of DIMM slots in a motherboard determines how much RAM you can add, and it most commonly varies from 8 slots. You can add one RAM module at a time, but you will get the best performance when you install RAM in a matched pair. Basically, RAM is purchased in kits like 2 or 4 DIMMs. For example, if you are planning to buy a 16 GB of RAM, then you should consider buying two 8 GBs of RAM. Also, when choosing RAM, you will also want to look up to the generations like DDR3 and DDR4 and its speed number like 3000, 3200, 3600. Your motherboard will support a large number of RAM types, but you have to make sure to compare your motherboard with your RAM to ensure compatibility. So let's now jump into hard disk section. Every PC needs to store its data somewhere, so that is going to come in the form of traditional hard drive or an SSD. Whereas the most common way to connect storage is through the SATA 3 connection, and that will be supported by every motherboard that you will find in the market. In the most cutting edge technology, you will find NVMe SSD. This is the new protocol that offers increased bandwidth, lower power usage, low latency, and many other features. NVMe SSD comes in two form factors: cards that plug into PCI slots and compact version that plug into M.2 connection. If you are planning to buy an NVMe drive, make sure to check that your motherboard will support it. So if you are planning to make a heavier machine, then you also need to look on overclocking support. One last consideration when buying a motherboard, make sure you have enough connection support on the IO panel. For most people, the number of USB ports is going to be the most relevant number here. Most of the high-end motherboards are focused on gaming and content creation, so they generally have more options for these. Audiophiles might want to pay special attention to an extra audio connections available on the motherboard. While rounding your motherboard selection process, you will need to think that what extra features you would like in your motherboard and how much cost you are willing to pay for it. Like many motherboards supports customizable RGB lighting, and some are specially designed to be more liquid cooling friendly. Some of the motherboard have built-in Wi-Fi support, while other have special cooling features that make them better suited for gaming and overclocking. Also, the motherboard page will give you what all features are available on it. So once you know the core, that what all components you need in term of compatibility, price point, manufacturer, and make your final decision and make sure that it meets your both today and tomorrow's need. Hit like if you like the content, and please comment, like, share and subscribe to know more updates about this video. And also watch this full video and let me know any improvement and suggestion. And lastly, I will be giving you some suggestion for the motherboard that you can do for high-end gaming PC build.